in Northlake, Illinois, and see.
Well, folks, we've got a disastrous start to the Northlake Days Car Show in that literally 15 minutes ago, it was raining so hard you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. And one of the wonderful things about this show, and I really like the Northlake Days Show, is it's a car show on the grass. However, when you have about 5 hours of rain, having a car show on the grass isn't really the greatest idea in the world. But guess what? It seems to be brightening up right now. And look at the first one that I found. Talk about original thinking. What a great piece. First of all, you are?
I'm Joe Tanzillo.
Where are you from, Joe?
Homer Glen.
Please, tell me about your truck. I almost said car.
Well, it's a 1948 F-1, all original truck with a flathead 6 in there.
You don't think it's necessary to say Ford?
Well, because everybody's Chevy.
There you go. Now this one is unusual because you say it's got an inline 6?
It's a flathead 6 in there, yes.
Yeah, most of them would have had a flathead V8.
Correct, but this is the standard engine in there.
Right. What I mean is there are many people that think that the early Fords from 1932 on, pretty much all of them were flathead V8s, but the fact is I had a 53 Ford with an inline 6. They did have an overhead valve inline 6, and now this one apparently is a flathead 6 if I understand you correctly.
Correct, and there's only 5 horsepower difference between the 6 and the 8.
Right, there wasn't a big but a big torque difference.
The torque is you're turning at a lower torque on there, lower RPMs for the torque.
Right, how about the transmission? What have we got?
I got a 4-speed, so your first gear is your granny gear.
So in other words, this was a truck 4-speed, not a 4-speed T10 type performance 4-speed.
No. It's a 4-speed with the non-synchro gear, so you got to double clutch it.
Double clutch, you're putting it in all the time.
Correct.
And rear end?
It's a 392.
Okay, strikes me that this is a pretty original vehicle. You've kept it original.
Yeah, I bought it on eBay about 10 years ago, and everything was original on there. Even the bed, that's how it came from Ford. Most of the wood in the back is original.
Now, have you done any work on it, or did you buy it this way?
No, we did all the work on the truck, me and my dad.
Oh, this was a project with your father?
With my father. My father actually has a 1947 Ford pickup truck, but he's got a modern drivetrain in there.
How old are you?
I'm 45.
You must be getting to the age now where you really appreciate the time that you spent with your dad on this?
Yeah, and we're still working on cars. So
still doing it together?
Yes.
Oh, how cool is that? Why did you select something like this? And we were talking before we went on the air, the thing that I like about this is there's more than one way to have fun with cars. You don't have to have high-performance cars. You don't have to have street rods. You don't have to have muscle cars. This is a wonderful way to enjoy cars. Get an older, original piece, particularly a truck like this, but not everybody thinks of it. What provoked you to think along these lines?
Well, I always thought a truck is a little easier to work on the inside because there's really no upholstery or anything in there. It's rubber mats and cardboard headliners. That's it. Now on a car, you got a lot of more upkeep on the inside to keep it usable.
Okay, is there anything that I've missed on your truck that you're particularly proud of you'd like the audience to know about?
Well, the stake bed on the F1 is really odd to see them around nowadays. You see the bigger trucks.
Right. So this was really a half-ton then?
This is a half-ton truck, which is odd.
Very odd. So it didn't have a full floating rear end? It was a regular half-ton style rear end?
It's a regular half-ton rear end.
Did they make it this way?
This is how it came from Ford.
Boy, that is interesting. I didn't know that. Is there anything else that I've missed?
Yeah, the stake beds have a long mirror. They also,
so you can see around the stake?
They also have the longer running boards, and all the wood, most of the wood in the back is the original wood from Ford.
Boy, they built it well.
Yes, they did.
How about it? Anything else? I don't want to miss anything because we're not going to see it. We've been doing Motorsports Unlimited 24 years now, and I don't think we've ever seen one of these, and I doubt if we'll ever see another one, so don't let me miss anything.
No, I think you got everything there.
Okay, my friend, very nice piece, and what a way to start the Northlake Days Car Show. I think the rain's going to hold off.
I wouldn't count on that, Bill. I was with Bill helping. The air was so heavy with moisture, it felt like it was raining when it wasn't. Still, there were a number of brave souls willing to bring their cars out. Let's meet one with a beautiful red Corvette.